Hey guys, how's it going? Rubik's Master here, and today, to save everybody a little time, I'm trying something new, and I've done 3 attack challenges and whatnot in the past, but I'm going to do like a commentary on 3 attacks I've done today. I did the last 3 attacks on bases I thought were interesting and either wanted to try my hand at or wanted to exploit a weakness in. So we're just going to look at these 3 attacks, and we're going to go in order from my worst attack down to my best attack. Is going to be these first 3. So let's just jump right into it. As you can see, the rewards, like especially that one right, the second one down, 19,000. I did not attack these for the resources. I attacked them for the fun of it. So let's see what we can get. And let's turn the volume up a little bit. Why not? Okay, so we're going to pause this real quick while I give the layout. When I looked at it, I assessed it as having a weakness at the bottom down here by the salvo turret. So my plan was to deploy and race my Humvees up through here, destroy everything, hopefully get to the helipad and War Factory before they deployed their units, but if they didn't, it wouldn't be that big a deal. So this is how it all ended up working out. Alright, so that's a little bit too loud, I guess, so I'm turning that down. So I didn't expect them to initially deploy so quickly, so I ended up having to just pause in place and have my tanks soak up all the damage. The issue, though, is I should have detoured my Humvees to take out the barracks, but I didn't. I was kind of too panicky in the moment. There you go. See, I let the barracks deploy the mortarmen, which I knew were there in the first place but hadn't done anything about, and they took off almost half the health of my Humvees in one shot, and that's where the majority of my damage in this attack came from. You can see I called in, I kind of panicked a little bit. I knew I was running really low on tank health, which is very, very, very bad, and called in my Thunderbolt on one of those machine gun turrets, and the flak took it down. So that's another place where a lot of my damage came from, my oil repairs. And this here is a glitch. That Humvee IFV would not die this entire time, but it also wouldn't destroy me, so I ended up just having to detour and specifically target everything I wanted to destroy because the Humvee IFV wouldn't go, like, it would, all my units would automatically target that enemy vehicle, but wouldn't damage it anyway, blah blah. So that's that. Total repairs on that were right at 5,000, which is really bad. The majority of that damage coming from when those mortarmen initially spawned and got a whole salvo in on my Humvee IFVs and also my Thunderbolt, which I believe is right around 1,000 points to repair. So let's get on to the second one. This one I attacked with the more traditional platoon of Abrams M270s, except I threw in some extra Zeuses. So the plan, you can't really see, but there's going to be a Hind and Cobras coming from the helipad, mortarmen coming from the barracks, and I believe there's also one Abrams coming from the War Factory. So this I attacked just to see about destroying higher level turrets. Now, something I didn't plan on originally, and I should have planned around, was as I went around and I destroyed this machine gun turret here beside the railgun, we'll go ahead and play so we can get rolling, but after I destroyed that machine gun turret, that railgun was solo boosted, which really, really hurt me in the long run. Okay, this here is very, very standard. I just took out this machine gun turret while I was waiting for units to deploy, because I knew I was going to need to wait for these units to come to me. That wall screwed me up a little bit with my Zeuses and absorbed a lot of the Zeus fire, but the whole point of the Zeuses in this is to destroy defending units and soak up damage so that the rest of my attacking force is completely intact to destroy the rest of the base. Excuse me. Alright, so here come the Rhinos. No big deal. They came with the Hind. Again, no big deal on any of those. They're very, very easy to What on earth is going on? So just so you know, this is not what happened at all. My M270s did not go there. They were trailing behind the Abrams. However, this is a mistake or just a bad strategy plan I had in place with my Zeuses. You see the anti-tank mine right there. I initially drove my Zeuses in close enough to detonate it to see if it was still occupied, see if it still had ammunition in it. It was. But at that point, for some reason, I don't know, I left my Zeuses there and they completely got destroyed, which is a lot of repairs. That's where the majority of my repairs for this particular base came from. So ignore where my M270s say they are, because they're not there. I was being very careful. See, I don't understand. Okay, so now they're going to kind of where they should be. This is where I made the mistake of destroying this machine gun turret. I should have just barreled straight through this machine gun turret and attacked the railgun first. Man, I don't know why I'm coughing. Because that machine gun turret really doesn't deal that much damage to me, but as you can see, this solo boosted railgun is going to absolutely wreck me. And I also still have to deal with this solo boosted railgun over here. But the way I deal with that is, again, let's see. So I come in out of range of all these other turrets. Well, except for that railgun. That's going to wreck my Abrams. And at this point, I'm going to call in my Avengers on the machine gun turret and my Thunderbolt on the railgun, because I know my Thunderbolt can destroy the railgun instantaneously, and I'm going to use my M270s to assist on the machine gun turret. Alright. Now, something else I started worrying about at this point was I only had 1 minute and 45 seconds left, and I still had to destroy everything in this base. However, the fact that he only had one anti-tank mine here, and the rest were anti-personnel mines, I just split my M270s into 2 different groups, and set them on autopilot, and had them just wreck the whole base. The total repair on that was about 3,000, I believe. A little over 3,000. So, still pretty expensive. If I hadn't used the Zeuses, it wouldn't have been that bad. Final one here. Oh, that was also a level 53 base, just FYI. That was a very poorly set out level 53 base, especially with the overall health of those turrets. For me to even be able to destroy a level 53's base is kind of a rare occasion. Oh, this one. Here's another one. Only level 46, and I say only because it's not too much higher than I am. It's not that big a deal. So in looking at it, I realized immediately that anti-tank mines, or mines of any sort really, were not going to be an issue. Except for up here, which were easily avoidable, except for one time when I bumped into them. But my initial plan setting out was to destroy the war factory before it could deploy its vehicles, because I believe there was an Abram in there. And with this platoon, I just really don't want to deal with an Abram. So immediately I saw that it was going to deploy its first unit, so I just slowed down a second to confirm that it wasn't the Abram, because if it was, I was going to pull back. But I just destroyed the war factory, destroyed the PK, and destroyed this machine gun turret. And then pulled back and waited, but again, that's where I wasn't paying attention, and I ran into those AT mines, but apparently they were extremely low level, so it's not that big a deal. So here I have to take out this infantry as soon as possible, because the helicopters are soon to follow. And there's a bunch of them. He bunched up all his Cobras all in one group. So I just decided to suck it up, not worry about trying to save my Humvee IFV damage. They are level 7 Cobras, so pretty high level, but they only got one of my Humvee IFVs. And after this, it's just the process of elimination. I worked my way up here without touching the AT mines, going real carefully, because I want to destroy both these machine gun turrets while I'm out of range of the howitzer and railgun, and then I want to do a mad dash inside the range of that howitzer. And that's what you're going to see. I did play it a little bit unsafe up here. My Humvees were way farther to the left than the Rhinos were, which put them at risk for being targeted by the machine gun turret, which would have been pretty bad. Yeah, that railgun got one off on my Rhinos, but that's not a big deal. Like, repairing tanks is so cheap, it's not even really that big a deal. And that's the base, guys. The Mortarmen and the Cobras are really what did the damage to my Humvee IFVs. If I would have been a little bit more careful with them, or even thrown in a Zeus to help take out those Cobras, my repairs would have been a lot lower, but overall my repairs were right around 2,000, which isn't that bad. I mean, I could have been a little more careful, probably gotten it down to 1,500, but it is what it is. It's not that big a deal. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Tell me if you liked this more than... I mean, sometimes I'll do it where I just make a video live as I go and attack, and I know sometimes those can get a little boring, and sometimes I have to cut out whole attacks just because they're totally lame. But this way, I can go in, do all the attacks I want, and then pick out which ones I want to show you, and make it real quick and to the point. So if you like that, please let me know, and until next time, y'all have an awesome day.